Man, did y'all see all that smoke from that plane? Damn. You see all that? Oh, man. What's up, guys? Welcome to a snowy night here in North Carolina.
Smoky night. That stuff will kill you.
Smoky night here in North Carolina. You all right? You gonna make it? He's not used to smoke. Mason's even worried about him over here. So yeah, how are you guys doing tonight? It's cold here. What is it? Let's see. Right now
20.
It's 27 with a wind chill probably of about 15.
It was 20 10 minutes ago. Was it going up?
I don't know, but it's 27 according to this watch right now. But
watch is wrong.
It's cold. And we're getting snow outside. First time North Carolina's had really snow in a long time.
Been a while.
They're even calling for like 6 inches at the beach here, which
Dude,
is only
15.
an hour and a half.
That's
the wind chill, probably.
That's what I'm talking
It says
about.
25 right there. 25.
I don't go by that. I go by that.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, you probably use telemetry too.
I have gyros on every surface orifice.
But yeah, it's cold and we're getting snow and they're getting it all the way to the beaches. So we don't have any milk, bread, eggs, toilet paper,
Feminine products.
better do what you can, guys. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so we figured we'd bring y'all something here to talk about tonight with some heat to it, man.
We got some drama.
Smoke. We got smoke injectors, smoke systems.
Hookahs.
It's all about smoke tonight. And if you guys haven't seen the premiere tonight, we've got Mr. Eric Kendall from SMOKIN OKIE waiting to come in here tonight and greet you guys. And we just appreciate all of you being here. Craig Beaven said it's -12 there. Well, you can keep that there, buddy.
-12. Where's he at?
Everybody's putting up their temperatures. Yeah, Kenny, your bus is cold tonight, isn't it, buddy? Down in Florida, everything's cold, man.
Kenny's probably sitting on the header right there on the right off the motor, right off the block, in shorts.
Right, no doubt.
In Florida, right?
Yeah, 49 degrees, so that's cold to them. But they're getting snow in Florida in the Panhandle right now. They were showing that on the news tonight, which is almost like historic. Yeah, so they're cold too. Everybody's cold. But
I'm not.
We're going to bring in our guest tonight, guys. Give him a big welcome. And we've got Mr. Eric Kendall. Here he is, guys. What's up, buddy? There you go.
Up in here,
Yeah, smoking, man. Everything's smoking.
He's smoking.
Yeah. I said that plane was doing so much smoke, it was filling the room here, man.
Pass the dutchie on the left-hand side.
How you doing tonight, man?
Doing pretty good. Trying to stay warm anyhow, but we're doing okay.
So what's your temperature?
Oh, it's got to be bad.
Oh, believe it or not, it's actually, we're having a heat wave compared to yesterday. Yesterday about this time, we were at -10 stagnant temperature. And right now, right before I came into the building room here, it was 24, 25 degrees. So, I got a short sleeve shirt on. We're golden.
Oh, God. 24,
put some
25.
SPF on. It's pretty warm out there. You gotta practice.
Get you a wind burn. Man,
I've had that. That's not fun.
So man, I've seen some of your stuff here. I've actually got a T28 up here we've been building, and we've actually got your injectors on that. The 45s going into the mufflers. Nice stuff, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been doing this stuff?
Oh man, just in the hobby or the injector business?
Both.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, back in 1923, when I was 45, no, wasn't that long ago. I started an RC. I'm going to say it was 2000, 1999, 2000, somewhere in there.
All right.
And it was all nitro models. Back when nitro was easily affordable, I think it was like $10 a gallon for 15%.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and it was nothing. Glow power was the way to go. We scoffed at electrics because the battery technology just wasn't there. Now
Bike heads are heavy and you have to have a lot of them.
Exactly. And you're lucky to get 5 minutes of flight time on a good day. Yep. And, just progressed through the years. And I'm going to say 2008, I started venturing into larger gas models because nitro was starting to get expensive. And I said, I'm getting into the gas models, but let's see about doing some smoke.
Yeah.
And all the research I did, and probably some of the guys in the chat, they're probably still scared to death of smoke for this very reason. if you've ever run a typical smoke system in an airplane, you run the oil, yeah, you get a smoke show, but what's one of the bad problems, one of the bad side effects about running smoke?
I would not know.
It's the residual oil left on the airplane that eats away at monocoat or any kind of iron-on covering. That oil just seeps in there unless you clean it really, really good. That oil seeps in there, it turns loose of everything, and it soaks into the wood. It's just a recipe for disaster. Typically at that time, if you're going to put smoke on an airplane, you put it on one you didn't care for, one that was about ready for the boneyard, and that's what you did. You flew it until it was done. I had some airplanes I like. I like the airplanes I built. I got a lot of time in them and money, and I don't want to wad them up. And I sidelined that idea. And this was going on about 2017. And excuse me, in 2017, I was like, yeah, well, we'll sideline it. Went on flying. And I'm one of those kind of guys, once I'm presented with a challenge in something like that, I can't let it go.
So you're a northern redneck.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm originally from Oklahoma, so
okay, the Windy City state.
I come by that honestly, and I started toying with different ideas because I figured out with smoke oil, less is actually better. I was playing with different ideas. I rocked on there for 2 years, just playing with different designs,
right?
Different ways to introduce smoke oil into the muffler to make it burn efficiently. Some things worked and some things didn't work so great. And of course, we're in the middle of farm country here. So a lot of irrigation is a lot of the summer here. And my youngest son, he changes pipe in the summer to make a little extra money. And he needed some help one day. And I said, well, heck, I'll go help you. His boss was gone and he didn't want to be out there 6 hours trying to change all this pipe. And are you familiar with what the pivot irrigation systems are? There's like a big wheel line that's automatic.
Yeah, we've got them around here.
Okay, perfect. So you'll know what I'm talking about. We're out changing hand line, and I noticed this pivot over there. It's just misting this water, doing a beautiful job, and that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I left my son to do his job, and I went to study this pivot. And I went and looked at the lines on the bottom of this pivot, and I was like, why can't I just make that, but really small? Mm-hmm. So I started playing with that. And ultimately, I came up with the design of what you see there. It all started out, we got a couple examples here. This was almost the original product. It was a lot shorter, but we needed something a little longer to reach in the muffler, a little deeper, to where you can heat it up. Part of the design is to get away from preheating, and this works really well 30cc and up. I think I sent you guys a video of my Valiant that has that Evolution 30cc on it, right? And that's just one of these injectors going right in by the port and heating it up and doing a fantastic job. And we've tuned it since that design. There's some stuff going on inside the injector that I do to allow room for preheating. There's a reason it's made out of brass. Brass hangs on to heat, and it doesn't dissipate it as quickly as aluminum. It heats up faster than stainless. That's why I went with brass. Okay. And it does its job well. There's some orifice diameters that are there for a reason. That cap, believe it or not, there's actually some stuff in there, different hole diameters and angles there for a reason. Everything I could do to make that smoke oil stay inside that injector as long as possible, right, to heat it up before it actually gets ejected out of that orifice and atomized into the muffler. Okay. It took a total of 2 years of trial and error and studying how oil flows and all that good stuff just to make this work.
Now, do you have a favorite smoke? I've looked at some of the forums and things like that. Some guys make their own. Some guys buy it. Do you have a particular type or favorite that you could recommend for the guys out there?
I do. It's called Aerocumulus. It's not. You have to go to. I'll find a link later and I'll drop it in the comments of this video. Okay. But the name of the smoke oil is Aerocumulus. I think you can buy it through, I don't know if you're familiar with the Holy Smokes pumps. I think he has it available on his website. I don't think Tomas carries that on Legend Hobbies because it's a tough one to get a hold of. It's small batch kind of thing. It's not mass produced, but you run the Aerocumulus. What I recommend, what I run is the Holy Smokes Gen 2 pump. That's what I have everything dialed in. Matter of fact, when you buy a set of these, it'll come with an instruction sheet, and I'll tell you step by step on how I have that pump set up with the throttle curve.
Okay.
And everything works real good. I think those are available at Legend. The Holy Smokes pumps are.
Okay.
Now, like your Skyrider pump, those will work just fine. But the only problem with those, you can't dial it back far enough to where this works really efficient.
Okay.
Like I said, less is more. And with this one, I think at idle with smoke on, I think I have my radio set up at like 3%.
Wow.
And I mean, it's leaving a heck of a, it's smoking it up pretty good. And I think at full throttle, it's been years since I've set up that curve. At full throttle, I believe I'm like 60% of the pump's capacity. And it's amazing what it does, because what we're doing, we're introducing less oil into the muffler in an atomized state. And what it does, there we go. This is a young man, the guy that used to own Fibertech. This is his son doing that. It just the oil that's left on the bottom of the airplane, it's minimal. I think one guy wrote in, he said it only took 3 paper towels to clean his airplane up after a day full of flying. So that was amazing. And another side effect is you don't go through nowhere near the smoke oil that you normally do. Typically,
does that oil, does that smoke come by the gallon? I mean, because when I was looking for stuff, I could tell that it was kind of pricey depending on where you got it.
It is. Now, what I recommend is buying the 5-gallon bucket, because when you start flying smoke, you're going to love it so much you're going to fly it all the time.
Right.
But a 5-gallon bucket will last you 2 seasons, unless you're just like, if that motor's running, you got your smoke on.
Right.
Let's see, like a 16-ounce tank on a conventional smoke system will just last a couple minutes, and most of it wound up with raw oil on the bottom of your airplane. Now, I'm trying to remember. Fell out of Texas. His name was Josh. He was running the Mamba 150 cc desert aircraft motor on it, 2 injectors, 1 on each muffler. And he opted to run a 32-ounce tank, and he flew all day and didn't go through a full tank of smoke oil.
Wow.
So, I mean, it really, really drastically reduces the amount of smoke oil you use. With the Aerocumulus, it just works really well with that type of smoke oil. Now, I'm not saying that's what you have to run. You can run whatever smoke oil you want, and you'll notice a difference in how it works.
Right.
They run a little bit different formula than most everybody out there. Most of the smoke oils that you run are petroleum based. His is not. I'm not at liberty to reveal what it is. I'll leave that up to him if he chooses to do so. But it's really a neat combination. It works well. That's really the way to go. Combined with these injectors, your choice of smoke pump. Me, I like flying a lot of smoke. It's really, really neat. And I run a big tank. I think in like my Valiant and the Purple People Eater, the purple airplane, those two, I'm actually running 2 32-ounce tanks.
Wow.
For smoke oil, and they fly well. So
do you also do them for the jets, for the turbines and things like that, for people that have?
Yeah. It's not one that I really dove into because I'm not really set up to weld all that together. Now, what I've got here, I'm not real proud of this one, but it's one I just kind of cobbled together for a guy. It's a smoke stick, and it's just a stainless steel tube, 304 stainless. and I make a stainless end for it that atomizes the smoke oil into the thrust tube of the jet. And also for like the turboprops, I've got this style injector, but it's stainless steel to handle the higher temps of the turbine exhaust.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know, because there's a lot of guys out there flying the, the jet warbirds and things like that too, that, love the smoke system on those as well.
Right. I think the only one I've really had any trouble with, but we finally figured out the magic combination for it was the Moki radial engines.
Right.
You have your exhaust collector that sets off away from the engine.
Right.
And those run so much cooler that it's actually hard to get a good smoke trail off of them. You can make them smoke, but I've got a different injector design I have for that works well with the Moki.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, because a lot of the guys that are in here, I mean, we've got guys, I fly some jets, and, Victor's in here. He flies a lot of turbines and things like that as well. But I'd say the majority of guys that are in here are warbirds and civilian aircraft,
Right.
A lot of guys, which Wayne and I have one, we've got a video up of it. It's the L-19, which is a beautiful plane. We've got, what is that, the 89-inch that we've got?
I think it's a 92, 93.
Yeah.
Like
that's an incredible, that'd be a great plane for a smoke system setup as well. Is there anything in particular you would recommend for that airplane?
That L-19, get the smoke pump of your choice. The further back you can dial it, the better you're going to be. Okay. There was a video. Did you guys get the video of the L-19 making a low pass with smoke on?
I think I did. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay. I was going to say that's what it'll look like. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was running aerocumulus as well.
Is that one that's on YouTube?
No, I think it was a TikTok I downloaded and sent.
Okay.
In Messenger. I don't know if you can share that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking right now just to see what I've got. I know we've got several videos. Yeah, this is
that's Facebook.
Yeah, this is Phil Camps, which we think a lot of Phil. Phil's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And as everybody can see, get it right there.
There you
go. There he is, rock star himself.
Right. You still owe me 20, Phil.
Get him his $20 so he can buy some more injectors.
Yeah, he's also got the bombs on that one too.
Yep.
Phil is the bomb.
He's a pretty neat guy. I'd like to meet him sometime.
He's cool. Got some stories. He's a rock and roll star.
Oh, heck yeah.
He's got some rock and roll history. That's awesome.
Oh,
there
man.
That's
awesome. He's got a lot of lies.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his old school hookah he's got in there.
You need to try to get down to Bomber Field this fall.
I'd love to.
It is a great event, dude. There's just so many big things. I mean, it takes a day just to walk the line and talk to everybody about their giant airplanes that they got, 6,000 hours into it. I mean, Maltese, this, that, big giant jet. It's amazing. You'll love it. And you won't have a voice when you get done. I can guarantee you that.
Sure.
My wife will love that.
This is one of yours too.
Yeah, that was one. I actually worked with that guy. He does skywriting with his.
Oh, wow.
And he was telling me he runs a 64-ounce tank in his.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It is.
That's half a gallon.
It is.
Wow. That's putting out some smoke too.
That is. Yeah, and with that design, he was able to shrink the tank size on that because it was just he didn't need all of the fluid, so he was able to lighten his wing loading.
So now, do you run all your parts on a lathe or a screw machine, or what are you doing them on?
See that lathe over my shoulder?
Yeah,
that's where it's all done right there.
Are you using diamond cutter tools?
Nope. I all the tools that I use are basically the ones I made outside of a typical turning tool. I've got some drills that I have ground especially for this, done right up the road here by a company called Rocky Mountain Twist. They make some awesome cobalt drills. You can check them out. They have a website, RockyMountainTwist.com. That's where I get my drills manufactured right here in the same town I live, so I'm keeping it close to home.
Wow.
The aluminum part, here's a 90-degree injector. And you see right there,
Yep.
that's actually done with a form tool that I made with a die grinder here, or a Dremel tool, essentially.
Wow.
So I start out with a chunk of aluminum, do the inside work, flip it around. I got a fixture that I made. I mount that on. And then I've got a plunge tool, or a form tool is what it's called. I just plunge into the part and it forms that nipple on the outside. And then, of course, there's an assembly process. The brass, I order it by the foot. It comes in. I thread all that. Every bit of this is done by hand.
Wow.
There's no CNC stuff involved. The atomizer angle, the port where the fluid comes out, I grind those by hand. I have this little fixture right here. I plug each injector into, and it tells me where I need to grind, what angle I need to grind. That way they're somewhat consistent from part to part. Everything is done by hand.
Wow. Now, this may seem like a crazy question, but I think it would be kind of neat too. Keith Christie brought up a good point. He said, make us a system for electric guys. Is there anything out there that would work for something like that?
Oh man, the skunk works if it could only tell stories. Outside of, are you talking about like for, you can probably see the comments a little better than I can. I'm trying to read them through my little phone. Are you looking for, there's a pyro smoke that is available, that you can mount like on your wings. And it's got a ripcord you yank and it starts smoking and you take off.
Nice.
But there has been a project before my health took a dive that I was working on that ran on 14 volts. I was just working on a way to get the fluid to flow from A to B and C be the exhaust. But the plate I was using, you can run it off of, I would highly recommend running it off a separate lithium battery or wherever the back battery technology is now. That way you don't have a system failure. But yeah, basically you would flip a switch, coil would get hot. A lot of people want to think that it's going to be similar to a vape. It is not, because those coils burn out. It really sucks when you buy a system and you put it all together and it works twice and then you got to pull it apart and replace the coil.
Right.
This was install it, set your flow rate. I mean, you'd still have to carry smoke oil. You would still have to have a pump, but the heating method was going to be different. It was going to be done basically with a small heater that got hot enough to actually turn the oil into vapor.
Right. So when are you going to do that?
I need to get back on it, honestly. I spent the last couple years with some bad health issues.
Yeah.
Spent some time in the hospital, and Tomas he's been awesome. He's really been good at working with me.
Oh, he's awesome, man.
He is. I wasn't really mobile up until about 6 months ago, where I can get up and walk around freely.
Right.
So I'm slowly getting things done, and like when I do an order of injectors to supply Legend Hobby to get them back in stock, it's a process. I can only do so much because I can only be on my feet for so long at a time.
Right.
And I come out, try to get them done as much as I can, but I got to stop every so often, take a seat, go lift my legs up and whatnot. So it's something in the works. I haven't seen anything like what I'm putting together out there, so that's a good thing. So I need to haul butt and get that done. So
that's why I say too. You know, I mean, with the EDF jets that are out there and affordable that people can fly, that would be an awesome thing to have for an EDF jet.
Absolutely, 100%.
Not everybody can afford a turbine and all this stuff, you know, and you know, I mean, most of your just baseline turbine models are anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, and you know that's a lot of money for a lot of guys. Whereas you can buy a nice EDF, a 90 millimeter or 120 millimeter for $1,000 or a little better, and put a smoke system on it, and you're looking like the big boys up there, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that was kind of the point. I've always had to build and fly on a budget. Most of us do, especially in today's economy. Hopefully, it's going to turn around. I always had to do the best I could with what I had. And, you know, if I crashed an airplane, man, it was back to the drawing board. We had to glue it all back together. And I've got one up here. It's called Patches. I finally destroyed it beyond repair, and I got the tail glued to the wall. But it was, man, you know, we'd wad it up. I'd come back here and get to sawing and patch her back together.
That's what so many, I mean, that's what's missing nowadays. People don't know how to build, really. You know, they want to buy something, like Wayne and I say, they throw 6 screws in it and they're flying. And even the ARF models, people whine and complain, well, it shouldn't be like this and it should fit. But well, damn, build one from scratch and then talk to me, you know, cover it yourself and then talk to me, you know.
I'll tell you some fun stuff. I inherited here, last May, a bunch of stuff from the 50s and 60s, a bunch of old line control. Build one of those models.
Yeah, no doubt. And then fly it.
yeah, exactly. I actually have a Voodoo kit out there I built. I'm actually going to make it RC. I'm going to run a McCoy Redhead 35 on it. And it's going to be all or nothing, but it's going to be radio control instead of line control.
Well, see, Wayne's a lot of old school. You know what I mean? Wayne's been flying since you were what? How old?
78. I've been crashing since 78.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, he's been doing it a long time, and he used to go in the local hobby shops. And
well, I even went on one of those filter apps, you know, and I pushed on the button to make it look old. They said, "You're okay. You're advancement for you. You just stay right there."
So, I mean, you're familiar with this stuff like this, like the old OK.
Oh, yeah, man. My fingers have been cut so many times with the 049s, the one nose, all the man. I had a .10 out of the Cox Big .10, and that was I thought that was a big bore, boy. I thought I was with the Shiznit boys.
I've got a Cox 20 over there still in the package. I'm thinking I'm going to put it on one of these Gillows models.
Yeah. Do you ever have Satan and Little Satan?
I don't. Those are the ones I actually want to get a hold of. I'd love to get a hold of the Satan.
I used to see him on the shelf all the time at Hobby Shack. I spent more time I think I supported Hobby Shack for 15 years.
Yeah. Well, until you learn what CG was, right?
CG, what's that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's for beansies.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, that's what's wrong with the hobby. I mean, you know, so many people, they're not only used to putting 6 screws in it, they're used to something that flies it practically for them.
Yeah,
safe,
they're not really flying it. I mean, if they were to really be flying it, it wouldn't be flying.
Yeah, you're not flying that airplane. You know, and then when you talk about, you know, well, let's build this ARF that's a nice super balsa model, and then let's put smoke on it. Let's put a certain type of muffler in it. Let's build the cockpit. I mean, you know.
And that's the cool thing. I don't think I touched on this. Is this injector design? It allows you to turn your factory muffler into a smoke muffler.
Oh wow!
Drill and tap a hole. It's done. If you give me just a second, I came ill prepared. I think I've got one over here with an injector.
Yeah, show it. Yeah,
It's really dusty, so you'll have to excuse me.
Blow it off, man.
I make stocks for firearms as well, so there's a lot of sawdust in general that goes around.
Cool. So we got something else we could talk about.
We could talk behind his back right now if we wanted to. We are talking behind his back.
So, man, that's big.
Oh yeah, this is just 50 cc's. So now what I do, I have a piece of Viton that I run from this nipple to this one. This is just the plumbing for the smoke oil. But right here is where I installed the injector. It goes in right by the port. That way it gets superheated. And this is actually what's on that Valiant. I upgraded the motor from 30 cc's to 50 cc's.
Wow.
Because I like to, if I get in a bind, I can just point it to the sky and punch out of it.
Yeah.
Go full throttle. Pin it to win it. I don't know if you know of a aerobatic pilot. He used to fly aerobatics in the little modified pits. His name is Jason Newberg with Viper Air Shows. Hung out with him for a while, and that was always his phrase, is pin it to win it. So pin it to get out of it.
Yeah. Wayne just pins it to pull the wings off of it. You know,
my specialty.
Pull out this dive and make the wings clap.
Yeah, that's what he just did that a few weeks ago, man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He kept tuning and tuning and tuning and tuning.
Finally, it was running great. Yeah. It was running so sweet. You know how you get to the sweet spot and you could just hear it, you could see it, you can smell it.
Yeah.
This is like the 4th or 5th flight. So I took off and the needle was fat. I could bring it back, thin it a little bit, come back, do it again, thin it. Finally got it to where it's just unloading perfect. The pitch was perfect. Everything was perfect. It was so perfect. I was coming back around, and all of a sudden, all I could see was fuselage and 2 wings going that way.
He had a swept wing all of a
The
sudden.
wings were like 150 yards away from where the fuselage hit. That was it wasn't designed to do that.
I'm trying to keep up with the comments. This is actually trickier than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah. Good luck with
we
that.
got a guy here, Keith Christie. He says he wants one for his pits.
Yeah.
What CC motor are you running? What type of motor? We can surely hook you up. I can make just about anything smoke. So if anything will smoke if you run it wrong enough.
He might have an electric pit, so I don't know if he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't help you there yet.
You just stick a hair dryer in there with an aluminum plate and then run the smoke through.
He said foam pits. Yeah, I can't. I can't do that.
You can't do it yet.
So well, I'll tell you what you do. Find out what your ESC does, and overpower it by 10. And you'll magic smoke out. It'll
have
just
smoke.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it'll smoke.
And that's the stinkingest smoke other than a servo burning up that there is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen several. We had a guy put a plane in this past summer, and it was a beautiful, huge decathlon. I mean, built beautiful carbon prop.
That was sweet.
It was carbon push rods. Man, it was beautiful, man.
Carbon.
And he stuck it in the ground on the second flight, man, and it caught on fire. And they couldn't get it put out with 2 fire extinguishers.
So I seen a guy running 260 pounds, and I'm sitting there back on the bench. I go, I got my finger on 911 because I don't know if he's going to make it to the fire.
And it's 100 degrees with like 90% humidity.
It was pure humidity, 100 degrees, and he's running. This isn't going to end well.
Yeah. It wasn't for the fire department. It was for the ambulance, 911.
Well, I yelled at the skinny kid. I handed him the fire extinguisher, and I said, get out there before he croaks. Hand him that thing and let him put out, because I think he petered out before he even got there.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you think it's really close, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah. It just
he was running with everything he had because he did see the fire. He was concerned, didn't want, nobody wants a fire. It just wasn't pretty. And I sent the skinny kid running, and he was running.
Yeah.
Like he was on crack.
Well, he was actually an Olympic athlete.
Yeah, he was. He's an Olympic, I think he won first place in whatever class he was in.
He was a skier.
And he's only got one hand, right? I mean, fingers aren't on the one hand. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, he was the kid that took it to him, and he jammed.
Yeah, he did.
That's a dang, that kid's two-stroke.
And they still had a hard time putting it out because it was electric, you know?
Yeah, he
And that lipo
punctured the
was
cells and
yeah.
so I looked like I was filming Three Stooges. Everybody's running around, kicking dirt.
So we had smoke for days, you know. But
we got a comment here that's after my own heart here. It says first smoke system was in 1980 something with a Quadra 50 Byron's Christian Eagle. I had that exact same airplane.
That's Mr. Tim Touton. Tim's awesome. He's up in Michigan.
Yeah, he's your neighbor.
I love. He's on the other side of the map, but we're both up north.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually came to our fly-in last year.
He did.
Drove 16 hours to be here.
I don't know why.
Oh wow,
he did.
Yep. Yeah.
He brought his sacks too, and he was out there in the parking lot.
Well, he's got a huge composite A10. He brought his sax. He brought his banjo. He brought, I think, his knee cymbals.
One-man band.
I mean, he can sing. He's a jack of all trades.
But he can sing.
But yeah, just a great guy. But he's always good to the channel. Matter of fact, I saw him throwing around some warmth in here tonight. I appreciate that.
Did you ever get to one of the Byron events? Probably not if you started in 2000.
No,
No, because he was already done and gone in the 90s.
Right. Yeah. I lucked into this Christian Eagle deal. It was a garage sale. Older lady didn't know what it was, and
wow.
She just said it's just a big biplane. If I could pay $100 for it, I could have it.
Ooh.
And I couldn't get there fast enough. And
wow. Man, that's like the true barn finds, you know.
It is. And that Quadra 50, I'll tell you what, that thing ran. That ran so good. It had the spring starter on it, and I mean, once we got it dialed in, that sucker, I mean, I'd wind that spring starter up. It was like a round and a half, 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Let go of the prop, and it just fire right up. I love that thing.
So now, as far as like, I mean, do you have a Warbird that's your favorite with a smoke system on it?
Well, if you hadn't figured out, I'm kind of biased towards that L19. That one,
Yeah.
that's what I love. Now, don't get me wrong, warbirds are just awesome. Period.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I've always been the boring guy that likes that high wing design. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can, if you build them right, you weight them right, you can just lumber around, have a Sunday flyer, or you can pin the throttle and have some fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We put the 26 into the 26 cc in that one.
Yep, minimum. No, it was less than minimum.
Yeah, and that it flies great. And
Flies scale.
Wayne
It flies just
very
like scale because you can go.
Wayne actually 3D'd it.
Oh, it's just not go there.
I mean, I'm standing there filming him, and he's flown it around a few times. The next thing I know, he comes by and it's like he touches the wheels, and I'm thinking, well, that's cute. That's a nice touch and go. And as he goes, the plane stands straight up, and he's doing this, and I'm going, what's he 3D in the damn L19 now? And I look over at him like, what are you doing? And he's like, and look,
I ain't got it.
Look, the wing actually, we've got a video, slow motion. The wing comes over, it touches the ground now.
Both wing
comes
tips
back
are
to
full
this
of dirt.
wing, touches this. And
Literally.
I'm sitting here going, oh my God. And the man saved it. I mean, he saved it and sat it down. And
I had to pull the dirt clods. The dirt clods were on the wingtips, covering
Yeah.
up the lights on both tips.
I would have had to pull the dirt clods out of my shorts doing that. Holy
Well,
shit.
Well, I
that
didn't
was
want to
later.
talk about that. You can call me Lumpy if you want.
But I tell you what, man,
Been there.
the man saved it. And he
I have no
flew the
idea.
crap
All I
out
know
of it.
is I was.
But yeah,
You can see the video if you go on the channel. You can look it up,
Yeah,
the L19,
it's
and you
a
can
short.
watch it in slow motion. Literally, whatever happened,
it shouldn't have
boom.
been saved. It shouldn't have been saved.
literally 90 degrees, etched the tip of the wing, picked up a dirt clod.
Right.
Other way, picked up a dirt clod on the other wing, did a few more times, and then I was running out of runway, but I finally got a little bit on, and then I finally, dude, I tell you,
Yeah.
you know, those are the, you're never prepared because it always happens.
Yeah, it's going to happen. You just don't know when.
Oh, it did happen.
But we found out the problem is, and he CG'd it. It needed more nose weight.
It needed more nose weight. That's
And,
where it was sensitive. Now, I don't know if there was a gust of wind that came along and then started the oscillations, and then the CG's a little light aft, and then it went up and it pitched, and there's this, and then I'm already in trouble. I'm 2 feet off the ground, and I'm like this, full right rudder, full right aileron, and then it came back around. You talk about looking like a retard.
Oh, I do that good. So
I tell you a plane that I'm gonna get before long is the big Mustang from Tomas, and I tell you that needs a smoke system on it, man.
Oh, 100%. I think it's a sin if you don't. I mean,
yeah,
there's something in the Bible about that. I think I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the silver one, man, and Mustang. Between a Mustang and a Spitfire, a nice. I've got a Spitfire, but it's a foam and it's nice.
Yeah.
But I want a big boss of Spitfire and I want a big boss of Mustang, and
Just get a spit stang.
a Spit Stang. There you go. Yeah. But yeah, both of those planes could have smoke systems and look amazing. You know.
Yep. I've always been a fan of the Spitfire as well.
You ought to get that L19, man. I'm telling you,
Man,
it is a great flying plane once you get the nose weight right in it. He flies it, and you'd be amazed at the crowd it draws.
It does. It's the only one that draws a crowd. I don't know what it is.
I mean, we've had veterans. We've had Vietnam veterans at our last fly-in. One man was there who actually flew the L19 in Vietnam, and he was almost in tears to see it sitting there.
Yeah.
And we actually took his picture with it at our fly-in, standing on the field with him, kind of behind it, and paid homage to him. But he told us a story about flying the L19, and they were coming back from a mission, and his pilot, behind him, he said, we're flying along. He said, it's noisy, you can't hear a whole lot, and we had experienced some gunfire and things like that. He said, and I come in and I land the plane and I kind of look behind me and he's like this. He said, and I thought he was asleep. He said, well, a bullet through the side of the plane right here and out the other side. He said that fast. And he said that was a hard day. And but he was all about that L19, and everybody that sees that plane goes crazy over it. And it's not even the biggest one,
Yeah. No, that L19, that's a badass little bird. I like it. Well, and it looks so real. I mean,
Well, and that matte olive green is just beautiful, man. I'm telling you, I like it better than I think any of them, really.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I need to get one in my hangar somehow or another.
I'm sure you know the right man.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just go over to Legend Hobbies. I think he carries absolutely everything you need to get set up with a good
Oh yeah, and he's got a lot of planes coming in. Matter of fact, a container just came in, and they've been shipping out a lot of stuff. Yeah. And I think the next one won't be in until the end of March, I believe. So
I bet that's what he's doing right now. He's busy slapping shipping labels.
There's Mr. Phil Camp. He's in here. He said, "I love my Smoky L19. It looks good, man." We just showed your video, buddy.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. You do that plane, and
here's the damage report.
Check this out. Watch this. All right, here we go. It's where it starts right here.
Oh. Hey.
What? I have no idea. All I know is it was a bad day.
How he didn't.
Well, it was a good day because I brought it home.
Yeah.
You stuck with it, man. A lot of people are just
best luck, man. He's flying his beautiful Mustang one day, and he takes off. We've been sitting there listening to it run. It looks good. It was a Striga. Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, and I love a Striga. And he's sitting there, and he gets it running and tuned, and he takes off, and he flies a circuit. Next thing we know, he comes around, and it's making a left?
I don't know what it was doing.
Anyway, he's making a left, and he's like, "Oh no, one of my ailerons is hung."
Literally.
And I'm like, "What? What?"
The right aileron, I think, was stuck all the way up.
And it was like, oh crap. So
yeah,
you tell the rest.
So, just normal, doing your thing, and then all of a sudden it went out, and all of a sudden it just like out of the blue, just wherever it stopped on full right aileron. And then it starts doing this, starts to keep torquing. Oh. That's not me. That's not me. So anyway, rudder, the other way, the aileron. I got it to where I can kind of stabilize it like this somehow. And then I'm coming around, and I was going to land it downwind, and that wasn't going to work because it was just going too fast. So I had to take off, give it throttle. Usually when you're all screwed up, right aileron stuck up. So I give it a throttle, and I'm waiting for it to kick over, but it didn't. And so I'm freaking on. I brought it all the way back and didn't ding it. I don't know how that happened, but
we were both puckered up tight.
Yeah, that was pucker time.
I hated it for him, man.
I can make a diamond out of a carbon charcoal.
Yeah. Yeah. And he saved it. I was like, oh my God. So that man's had 2 major close calls.
That's what you can do after 4 marriages.
You can save an airplane, but that'd be something I want to say.
Lord.
No, that's awesome. Those saves like that, that's what makes all the awesome stories.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what, and then when you get them on video, that's what makes it real good.
Yeah. You can back it up. Yeah.
Because once your nerves calm down, you can go back and watch it and appreciate it. But until that time, your nerves are shot. That's why I tell people that have never flown and say, well, I wouldn't mind getting it. It's the best drug out there, man, because you get every emotion in the book, from adrenaline to sad to happy to excited. I mean, and
you miss love.
Yeah,
you miss love.
Well,
you didn't say love.
Well, you love the plane. And if you like the plane,
you love watching.
And we love it's like Wayne says, you don't choose this hobby; it chooses you.
Yeah,
Once
you get injected, it never leaves.
Yeah.
See, I started flying full scale before I got into models, and
yeah, I did too. I had 29 hours in before I got married and had a kid, and said, I guess I can't fly no more.
That's the story with a lot of us. I was actually, I started flying when I was 14 years old, and there were some things that happened. But 17, I had enough hours, but life happens, kids come along, and so I kind of living vicariously through the models. But I can remember on my intro ride, my instructor, he says, now here's the thing. If you like it, you're going to love it. If you hate it, you're going to hate it. But I want to tell you right now, if you like it, it's worse than heroin. It's addictive. It gets in your veins and it does not leave. Here I am 40 years later, still looking to the sky.
And always looking for the next airplane. You notice that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
What hour did you solo on?
Which hour did I solo on?
Yeah, how many?
Oh, shit. I think it was like 23 or so. I had to wait till I was old enough.
How many hours did you have before you could solo?
Shit. Brent told me, he was my instructor. He was just going along for the ride on hour 5. That's what he told me. So I don't know if he was doing that to build my confidence up or what, but it was like, we're going to go fly. He got in, he just kind of supervised everything, and he says, let's go practice stalls and turns, and let's go do eights around a point, square turns around a point, different things like that. And we just did different stuff. You know, he just said, I'm here for the ride now.
Wow.
I will not confess to any of the dumb stuff we did. With age comes wisdom, and there's like, we probably shouldn't have done that in a 150.
Yeah.
No, nobody will know.
Well, I guess it all depends on how much altitude you got.
Altitude is a friend, but there's also that gravity force that you really got to be careful
that. Yeah, there's that. I've got a friend of mine. He's actually an instructor, and he's got a Cessna, and we've gone up in that. And
that's his
really
plane,
great.
right? The Duck.
Yeah, the Duck up there is his. That's an old plane. That's a 30-year-old airplane that we've converted over to electric for him.
Nice.
But yeah, he's got a Cessna, but he also teaches flight lessons and things like that. He's a really good instructor, and he flies a jet for some people here in Greenville, their private jet. He flies that for them too. So,
yeah. I'll be darned.
I told him, I said, man, you need to get me a ride on that jet.
Come on, man. Let me fly right seat.
Yeah, no doubt. Exactly. Yeah, no kidding. I'll just ride along, sit back in the back, and enjoy the view.
What does this button do?
No,
Video that these guys are going, the folks, I should say, going on a helicopter tour, and there's this gal riding right seat, and the pilot checks the rotor brake. He pushes it forward. The gal riding right seat, she reaches up and grabs a hold of it. They're in the air.
Oh, God.
Holy smokes. I don't know if I'd have kept from elbowing her in the face or what. Just had a reflex.
He was pretty close to doing that because I seen him reach out and he just almost elbowed her.
Damn.
I was like,
why would you, as an individual, touch anything in something you have no idea?
You might be stupid.
I mean, it's bad enough I see him go down the road. You see all these ladies go down the road putting on makeup in the morning. They got the phone in their hand. I go, who's holding the steering wheel?
Yeah.
Lord, take the wheel, I guess.
And then I see them tailgating, and they have a phone in the hand here, and they're tailgating 5 feet off that bumper up there. I just saw it this morning. I go, what do you think? They're not thinking.
No.
I'm late. I got to get my coffee.
Or you see them all in the mirror like this.
More makeup. He hadn't put enough makeup on that barn.
Like putting lipstick on a pig. Like, what are you doing, man? I mean, geez. But yeah, our weather here has just not been great for flying here lately, man.
It's sucking.
It's been windy, cold, rainy.
Sucky.
Did I say cold?
Yeah.
Wayne's actually flown more than I have in the past 6 months because he's gotten out there. I just haven't had a chance.
Right.
But
you got a lot more flying weather than we do. I got a thing. It's got to be 45 or warmer before I'll do it because I got to be able to feel my hands. And
no doubt. Have you got? Y'all have a lot of wind where y'all are?
It's all or nothing. So if the wind's going to blow, it's going to be 50 miles an hour, or it's just going to be dead calm.
Wow.
So it's crazy. I'm right here at the foot of the mountains, the Rockies. I'm just west of the Rockies, about a mile. And about
you got beautiful views, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't trade the view for nothing in the world.
Wow.
But I want to say early spring, the wind picks up. It's kind of crappy flying weather. Yeah. And then in the summer, what we call dead heat, 80, 90 degrees. It can be really, really still. I mean, you can drop blades of grass and it just falls straight down.
Wow, man.
So it's those are just days that you load up and take your cooler, as much gas as you can out to the field and your lawn chair, and just live it up those days if you can.
Wow. Now I heard you say a while ago, and I couldn't help it because my ear went pting. I heard you say you make gun stocks.
I do. So as my daytime job that pays the bills to keep the wife happy, I work at a company called Techwood LLC, and we manufacture gun stock blanks for Browning, Winchester, Moroku, Remington Arms, and basically we provide them with all the curly maple and walnut that they need in the blanked out stock so they can do the finish work to them.
Wow.
Well, so there's a lot of scrap wood that we just burn. I use it as firewood. It smells like pancakes when we burn maple.
Yeah, I bet.
International House of Pancakes.
It does. The first time I got a whiff of it, I was like, man, I want pancakes for some reason. My
Yeah.
wife,
really.
it's
Wow.
the wood, dumbass.
Yeah, that's so do you machine or okay, that's beautiful.
That's a piece of walnut, American
Oh, I love
walnut.
black walnut. Black walnut's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
So I do all this by hand as well. I like working with my hands.
Wow.
I've got one around here that's done in curly maple as well. It's really beautiful. It's like it has tiger stripes in it.
Yeah, I've worked with some ambrosia maple and stuff like that. I love wood.
yeah.
I've got a lot of wood and stuff too, and love working with it.
So I don't know if the camera will do it justice, but this is some
Yeah, that's
curly
beautiful.
maple. Some people call it tiger stripe maple.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's like, have you ever worked with any like parmalee?
I haven't yet.
It's almost has an iridescence to it when the light hits it.
Yeah.
It changes hue. You can take it and move it, and it looks like it changes hues as the light hits it.
This
really
curly
cool.
maple will do that as well.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing. Yeah, I like sapele. Have you ever worked with any purple heart or orange heart or anything like that?
I have.
I got a black heart you can work on.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my comment to myself. So this is what I'm doing for a 308. I have.
Right.
Maple.
Wow.
And one thing that we do that that's a lot of sanding right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
This was my first attempt. I keep saying I'm going to burn it, but it's the first one I ever sat down with a duplicator.
Yeah.
And started whittling out, so I just kind of stuck it in the corner. I can't bring myself to burn it. It's kind of like my first injector. I got it sitting in the house in there.
Yeah.
One thing that we do, our process is we buy all our logs from the East Coast because the East Coast maple is a lot harder than the West Coast maple.
Yeah.
We bring in the logs. We have a sawmill. We cut out the boards, 3 1/8 and as wide as 36 inches.
Mm-hmm.
We dry kiln them on site, and we also have we have the ability to thermally modify the wood, as what I was told the technical term is. But essentially, it's a big pressure cooker that holds a semi-truckload of wood, and after it's dried, it cooks it at 340 degrees Celsius, and it pressures up to a specific pressure. And what it does, it just brings that wood to color.
Right.
So you'll see like the tip of this stock I'm not done with yet. It's a little bit darker.
Yeah.
So that board we baked a little longer than this board.
Wow.
And when we cook it under pressure like that, what that does, that condenses the cells, makes the wood even more dense than it is.
Right.
It just makes, essentially it's heat treating the wood.
Yeah.
Now, you can overdo that, but it heat treats the wood and makes it more dense. And when everything is compressed together like that, you can soak it in water for a week.
Yeah.
And water will not go inside the board. So
well, that's like that's like your sapele, your zebra wood, your purple heart. Those woods are so dense and hard, and I mean, it'll work on your equipment. Now I can tell you that.
Okay.
I mean, you try planing a piece of purple heart or running it through a machine, man, it'll dull your blades in a heartbeat. You know.
It will. It will. I found that out with one of our planers. Wound up changing 72 carbide inserts because I tried to feed it through a little too fast, too hard.
Yeah.
1/4 inch was a little much.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And that's why I say, man, I love woodworking. I've got several friends of mine that own sawmills and things like that. So I've got access to pretty much whatever I want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, he cuts up stuff and calls me up and he goes, hey, we just cut this up and we'll dry it out. Do you want some? I'm like, well, yeah, I'll take a couple pieces of it. And, you know, I love black walnut. I just think it's beautiful. But we use a lot of white oak around here too, because white oak, you know, doesn't rot typically, you know, like your red oaks and things like that.
Right. You can char that and put it in your whiskey too.
Yeah, exactly. Cook it on, use it in your grill cooking and things like that, you know. We actually cut down an apple tree last year and cut the branches into chunks and throw it in the grill for apple wood flavor. And that's really good too.
Run a lot of apple through my smoker, apple and cherry.
Yeah, exactly. It makes your food taste great, man.
Oh man, you can't beat it.
Love it.
And the same, I think it's even a little bit more tender too if you run apple. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
I do too. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the gun stock there's a beautiful, man. You know,
Let me grab a blank. I want to show you. Probably the curl will show a little bit better than it did on that 1911. This is the chunk I cut that out of. The cameras just don't do this stuff justice.
Oh no, but that's I can see it. That's beautiful.
You can see a lot of curl in it, but I mean, when you
the
move
grain is gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of buddy. This is, I think, what they call like a grade A5.
Wow, man.
So, yeah, this is one of the stocks that we made for Moroku that didn't pass quality because in the butt, you got to be careful when you bake the wood because it'll crack. It dries it out too fast.
Yeah.
So if there's a crack or anything, they won't accept it. So
yeah,
it was firewood, and I said, well, I'm going to take it to my house and burn it.
Now, do you guys pretty much take those pieces of wood that are, say, that thickness and laminate them together to make them a thicker piece if you need to? I mean,
that's something we don't do, but we do have a press. I mean, we have the ability to do it, but we're only going to do that like if we do a couple different layers. Like if we're going to do a dark and a light maple together, or if we throw a walnut and a maple together, we can press all that together and then cut out laminates.
Right. Yeah.
But, there's only specific customers that want that.
Right.
So what does one of those stocks cost after you guys get done doing it?
The blank or a complete?
Yeah, just like what you
like
guys
the
do.
one you were.
Yeah,
you
like
were
what you send over.
Oh, just the blank right here. This one right here. I think Moroku's price on that was $380 a piece.
Yeah. But like the gun stock you showed a while ago that you make.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
If you wanted me to do this and bed your rifle into this, we start at $2,500.
Okay. Yeah. I get it, man. There's a lot of work in that, man.
That's a lot of smoke system sales.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
But I mean, you know, people don't understand the amount of work that goes into a beautiful piece of wood like that, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, just the before I started sanding on this, there was 10 hours worth of engraving done on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just to cut it out of the blank. And then probably another 6 hours of sanding, and I'm not even done with it.
Right.
I start to channel the barrel out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when I'm done with this, a dollar bill will be able to fit between the barrel and the stock.
Wow.
And it's got to be that way all the way down.
Man.
And all that takes time, and it's done by hand. You know?
Yeah, and that's why I say that's an art you don't just find everywhere, you know.
It's a learned skill, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to be spot on. So, well, look, man, we're coming up on that hour time here, and we've enjoyed this. I could talk this off with you all day now because I love guns and shooting and woodworking. And, so.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, that's I've got too many as it is, but yeah, between that and airplanes, yeah.
we can make a weekend out of it. We'll just have to camp out at the field one nice summer day and just make a day.
No doubt, man.
Weekend out of it.
No doubt. I'd love to see Montana anyway. I'd love to see that.
Oh yeah. Well, you're welcome here anytime.
Well, we appreciate it, man, and we appreciate you being on the show, and you know, and being here and talking to us about this. And is there do you have a website for what you're doing, or is it all through Thomas?
It's all through Thomas right now. Just go to Legend Hobbies, go up to the search bar, and just type in SMOKIN OKIE.
Okay.
And both styles of injectors will come up. I know he has enough of both because I just filled an order for him.
Yeah, and he had the link up here in the chat earlier tonight for everything.
Okay, perfect. He does have smoke pumps available. Go to legendhobbies.com for basically everything you need. Now, as a sidebar to that, I do custom injector installations. Like if you got a tuned pipe or something like that, you're just not real sure.
Yeah.
The custom installation is a $50 fee, shipping on you. And you ship the muffler to me. If you want to send the whole motor, go for it. But when you get it back, it'll be plumbed, ready to go. And I promise it'll smoke like a freight train, guaranteed.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's just a service I offer because some people, they'll get it and I don't know where to put it. and some of them can be a little entertaining to deal
Well,
with.
he's the one that told me where to put mine on this T28 because I was like, okay, so I've never done this before, and so he teaches me a lot of stuff with this gas engines because I was always electric until he's converted me over, So
right. So
I really like it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you what, it's definitely an improvement on it. And kind of backstory real quick. I know we're running out of time, but when I originally did this, I wasn't doing this to start a business. I just wanted to make my own parts.
Yeah.
And just kind of do something for myself. And people were noticing how efficient it was and how clean it was. And hey, will you do that for me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it just kind of evolved into what it is today. So, and if you have any questions whatsoever, you want to talk to me directly, you can find me, Eric Kendall, on Facebook. I don't know if I have it set up because I get a lot of weird friend requests. Or you can just shoot me an email at smokinokiRC@gmail.com. And provided it don't go to the spam folder,
right,
we're right back with you.
No doubt. Well, Thomas is in here, and he said giveaway. So,
that's right.
Yeah. So we were actually gonna, I think, give away a couple of sets of injectors.
Well, see, my comments quit working, so I can't see.
Okay. Yeah, I think he had said earlier in our group chat that we were going to have to come up with some questions, couple of questions, and he was going to give away a couple of set of injectors, and they could just go to his website and say, "Hey, I won on Jeff's Custom RC Show," and he'd get them out. He said, "I'm going to give away one set of straight and one set of 90 degree." So, so now that'll be two giveaways that we're doing. So, since you're the man, we'll let you come up with the question, and then we'll say the whatever correct answer wins the prize for the first giveaway. So you come up with a question that you think and pertaining to your stuff or a plane or whatever, and we'll say which person wins.
I'm in a warbird oriented field here, which is I'm familiar with full scale. However, with the models and what is available at Legend Hobbies. So what I'm going to do, Jeff, Wayne, I want you to come up with a question, one each, and ask, because it would be unfair for me to ask a question on something that I'm not a pro in. I don't feel
He just did a reverse Uno on you.
No, he did. I know.
So no, I appreciate the fact. I do. I do. But
right,
we
so come here.
Stop blowing in my ear.
They can hear me.
That's alien. I have no idea what that was. It sounded like popcorn in my ear.
I thought I heard something about $20 in dinner. I'm not sure.
Something pertaining to that.
Man,
he's deaf. I'm telling you, the man is deaf. I'm gonna have to write it down for him. Okay. So
Wayne, cover up your mic.
What about it?
A question.
What's the official wingspan of it?
That's too easy.
Okay.
Come on, man. It's a giveaway here. We're not just any other time he's got questions. It's like now he goes blank. Put him on the spot and he's like, "Dude."
I'm drawing a blank.
I know. I see it all over you. It's like,
I know. I'm trying to project it. And it's emanating the blank. I'm shooting blanks, man. I'm embarrassed.
I know.
It happens when you're over 40.
That's exactly. Yeah. I'm twice over that almost.
Not quite that bad.
I'm close.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll throw one question out there. The other one's going to be up on YouTube.
Okay. So you be thinking of something.
So my question is going to be related to smoke systems. See if you're paying attention to the show or not.
All right.
What brand of smoke oil did I recommend to use with my injectors?
All right. And the person, we'll say the 8th person with the correct answer will win the prize.
There we go. Now the next one's on you guys.
There's the right answer right there. Wrote it down. Probably can't read that, can you?
Is that Braille? Just a second.
Okay, so the 8th correct answer will win a set of these nozzles.
I got that one. I didn't understand that second.
Is that better for you?
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense because that just.
See, if you'd been taking notes,
I mean, that's like the.
I could have won.
That's like the Thailand writing with all the wigglies.
Give me that, man. That's called shorthand.
Is that what that is?
Okay, guys,
shorthand was
y'all
like
are normally quick to be throwing up answers.
I got shorthand.
And ain't nobody throwing up no answers. Normally these guys are buzzing, which Ken Wade's obviously gone home for the night because he would be the one winning.
Well, you might want to wait till next week, and then you have the whole crowd.
Yeah,
and you could come up with a question.
Yeah, but see, if you don't wait to the end of the show, that's your problem.
Well, yeah, isn't that what they say? You got to go all the way to the end before.
Yeah, well, see, if you
so
guys
what are we
have already left.
We got 3 people in here.
No, we got 22 right now.
22?
But we had more than that earlier. See, and they've kind of said, "Oh,
they
well,
petered
whatever."
out.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the fastest land animal?
Yeah.
Okay, my comments are working again. I had to close it out and bring it back up.
All right. Yeah, see, Viking Gunsmith said, "I got nothing. I missed that part." You should have asked him a gun question.
Strike 2. One more strike.
I know that Viking Gunsmith dude. He's a pretty solid guy. So
yeah, I figured so, man. Like I said, we should have asked a gun stock question. He'd probably be right up on that one.
He would be.
Okay, so nobody's.
Yeah, did you see what?
Yeah, I see that.
I think everybody just got done taking the blue pill and they got a drink and they're gone.
All right, guys. Look, I even have the right answer because I wrote it down. I was taking notes, and y'all don't even have it.
No.
Dag.
I thought it was pretty easy.
Yeah, well, I think so too.
P. Diddy baby oil.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing about.
Tomas said buy the 5 gallons. Exactly. We got that. But what brand did he say?
The slickest.
Nobody's coming around here.
Jeff oil. What?
Oh. Lord.
Astroglide.
Crisco oil.
Bacon lube.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Man, so we have actually stumped these guys.
Oh, he got close.
Okay.
Oh, I think that's
all right. Okay.
I think he nailed it on that one, right?
Yeah. Well, he's
got to do it 7 more times in order to win.
Exactly. Come on, Keith.
You should have said the
first
first
man,
one.
go. You had it.
Everybody's gonna start copying now.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Thomas is gonna win his own contest.
All right, so we got 2.
Thomas, if you win it, you got to turn around and give it away to Fun
4.
He said times 7. That's funny.
We got 4.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We got 8. Who's 8?
I think it's
Mike Fox.
Congratulations.
Mike Fox is number 8. And Mike Fox is our safety director at our field here where we fly. Awesome job. So,
All
yeah,
right.
Mr. Michael Fox
All right,
wins
congratulations.
the prize with the correct answer. And
And
so, Mike, reach out to Tomas at Legend Hobby, and he will get those out for you. And you'll get a choice of either straight or 90-degree injectors. Correct, Eric? Isn't that what we were talking about?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
cool.
believe so. I mean,
Yeah, matter of fact, Mike Fox just got his Art Shows Big Chipmunk that he pre-ordered back a month or so ago from Tomas. And so that daggone chipmunk would look good with smoke system on.
You had to have smoke on that because I mean it's Art Show. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there you go, man. There you go, man. Mike. You got to do it, Mike.
If you have questions on install, do not hesitate to reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you along the way. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but
Mike will need a lot of help.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. He's got more airplanes. I go over there and I just like I thought I had a problem. I don't have a problem.
So Tomas said next prize is 90-degree injectors. Okay.
I do have a question. I came up with a question.
He has a question.
I have a question. It has to do with smoke.
Okay. All right.
Okay. When he was talking tonight, if they're still on, they were listening. What percent of the pump is pumping when you're at idle?
Okay, good
See,
question.
he even knows.
All right, yeah, okay. And
What percent at idle or close was
Yeah.
he pumping oil into the engine while he was at?
All right, and we'll take the
Again,
10th correct person.
this is the 10th one?
No, we'll take the 10th.
Okay, but that's the correct answer.
Yeah, so start counting them.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
Phil Kemp. Dag.
All right.
Phil Kemp for the win. Pa-pa-ta.
1, 2,
And we know Phil likes his smoke.
6, 7,
He's
Oh, yeah.
always over there,
Yeah,
you know.
Oh,
that's 10.
Congratulations,
All
Phil. I already
Well,
know you
Phil-
know what you're doing with those, so you're golden.
Yeah,
But
I think Phil knows how to get up with Tomas, don't you?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
They're on
Yeah.
bro dial.
Oh, wait. He's saying no. What's wrong, Phil?
He said, I guessed wrong first. Yeah, but then I think,
Oh.
didn't you get it right?
Yeah, but you put 3. You said I mean 3, and that was number 10.
Yeah, and that was number 10.
That
So
was
you
number
got
10.
it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, you could have put Trace.
Trace.
I would have
So, yeah.
disqualified you.
Yeah.
Had
So
to send you back over the border.
So yeah, thank you to Tomas over there at Legend Hobby, always hitting a home run, always being good to these guys. And don't forget, guys, now if you're building a plane, whatever, hit Legend Hobby up for all your high tech right here, all your high tech needs for your servos, everything you need over there. Tomas has got it, and he can tell you what he recommends. If you're not sure, he'll be glad to email you. And that's one place, guys, you can go and talk to somebody directly, and he will help you out. I promise you. So, yeah, if you need something, get on it, get it, and get it going, because you can't ask for better customer service than a better company. So, yeah, thanks to everybody for being here tonight. Thank you, Eric, for being here. We got a great time.
We hope your health improves.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, it's a slow incline, but we're doing better.
Yeah,
hey, that's always good.
Been there,
man.
done that. It ain't no fun, and it could never go fast enough.
No.
That's right. But we seriously appreciate you being on here, and we'll have to do it again, man.
Absolutely.
Look at some other stuff, and everybody's still saying electric smoke system. So you are the man.
I got to get it done. I got to pick up where I left off. And
hey, man, look, if you could do that, buddy, and be the first one, get it patented and everything, wow.
Have you ever seen the movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. You got to find yourself a doctor. And you know that fourth one, you don't want to make the fourth one because you know what the fourth one was, right? I don't know what you're talking about. So you don't just go 3.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, man, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll stay in touch. And if you guys need anything from Eric, hit him up at smokinokier@gmail.com, and he'll be glad to help you out. He'll be glad to get you stuff set up for you, tell you what you need. And Thomas has got all the stuff over there at Legend Hobby. So between these two guys, you shouldn't have a problem getting it done. Okay. So we will definitely be talking to you. Hang out for a second, and we'll get right back to you after we tell the guys goodbye. And we'll be right back with you. All right, man. Thank you, Eric.
All right. Sounds good. You bet. Thank you.
Buddy. All right, fellas, where you go, man. It's another edition of Flight Club, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you learned something. If you got a plane that's really cool, if you got an RV-8, you got an Old Crow, you got a Mustang, you got a T-28, whatever, guys, it's got to have a smoke system. Hook it up, put it up there. Your 3D airplanes for you guys that like 3D, hook it up with the smoke system, get it done, and you'll impress your friends at the field. And there's no doubt about it, because most of you 3D planes at the field, them guys have smoke. All right, guys. We hope you have a good week. Be safe. If you're in snowy situations, drive safe. And if you're not, fly a plane. Do something fun. And we will see you next week right here.
Get on the simulator.
And stay warm, fellas. Have a great night.